Okay, we're going to be talking about multiplying using area models and partial products. So last week we used the distributive property and we put it on the grid paper, and we're going to kind of do the same thing this week. So we have 13 times 8, and we can go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we're going to go across 18. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we're just going to connect our lines. So we have 13 by 18, and last week we just broke apart one of our numbers. This week let's try to break apart both of our numbers. So 13 in expanded form we know is 110 plus 3 ones. We would add our 18, which would break down into 110 and 8 ones. So let's take this and put it onto our grid paper. So down our 13 side, 13 going down this way, we're going to break it up into 10 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to draw a line just going right across that way. So we have 10. And we'll double check 1, 2, 3, 10 and 3. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing across the top with our 18. We're going to go across 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to draw a line going down. We're going to double check that we have 8 going across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we do, so we have 10 and 8. Okay, so now we can look at it, and we have 10 times 10. Okay, we have 10 times 10. We're going to add our 10 times 8, because if we have 10 down right here, we're going to have 10 down right here also. So we have 10 times 8. This box is going to be 3 times 10. And then this box is going to be 3 times 8. So I'm going to color code this so we can see it a little bit better. Our 10 times 10 10 times 8 3 times 10 and 3 times 8. Okay, if we don't know our math facts off the top of our head, we can count the amount of squares that are in our 10 times 10 square to figure out what our answer would be. Same with 10 times 8. And 3 times 10, and 3 times 8. But I know on my 10 times 10, I can cover my zeros, and I have 1 times 1, which is 1. Uncover 1, 2 zeros, add 1, 2 zeros. Drop my plus sign down. I know 10 times 8 is 80. Drop my plus sign. I know 3 times 10 is 30. And I know 3 times 8 is 24. So now I have 100 plus 80 plus 30 plus 24, and I make sure my place values are lined up. And I have 4, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 2 more is 13. Carry my 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that 13 times 18 equals 234. And if I wanted to, I could count all of the squares in my big shape, my big rectangle, and I should have 234 squares. Okay, now I'm going to do another one. We have 18 times 26. Now I could go and I could graph it all on here, or I could do it a little bit easier. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to break it up into my expanded form. So I know 18 turns into 10 and 8, and 26 turns into 20 because I have 2 10s and 6. And then I can kind of just draw a little box on my own. And I can break it up myself. So I know that down the side, I would have 18, and I'm going to break it up into 10 and 8. And 8 is a little bit smaller than 10, so I'm going to give 10 the bigger side. We're going to label this 10 and 8. And then across the top, I'll have 26. And I know that 26 is bigger than 6, so I'm going to give 20 the bigger side. And I have 20 and 6. And then I can see what I need to multiply. So I'm going to multiply 20 and 10. I'm going to add 10 and 6. 10 times 6. And I'm going to add 20 times 8. And I'm also going to add 8 times 6. I like things color-coded, so I'm going to color code again. 20 times 10. 10 times 6. 20 times 8. And 8 times 6. Twenty times 10, I'm going to cover my zeros. I just have 2 times 1, which is 2. And I'm going to uncover 1, 2 zeros, and I'm going to add 1, 2 zeros. Drop my plus sign down. I know that 10 times 6 is 60. 20 times 8. Ooh, I don't really know 20 times 8, but I do know what 2 times 8 is. 2 times 8 is 16. And I uncover 1 0, so I'm going to add 1 0. And I know that 8 times 6 is 48. And then I can stack all of these on top of each other, making sure my place values are lined up. And this kind of looks weird to me because I put a 60 over 160, but I can fill in my place values that are empty on this side with zeros, and it's still the same number. So now I have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12, plus 4 more is 16. Carry my 1. 1 and 2 is 3, plus another 1 is 4. So now I know 18 times 26 equals 468. Now we're going to try a word problem. Miss Parker sells 18 boxes of 45 oranges at the farmer's market. She sells 16 boxes of 52 lemons. How many more lemons than oranges did Miss Parker sell? So I know the first thing that I do whenever I read a word problem is I need to cube. I circle my numbers. 18 boxes of 45 oranges, 16 boxes of 52 lemons. I underline my question. How many more lemons than oranges does Miss Parker sell? I box my important information. So I have 18 boxes of 45 oranges, 16 boxes of 52 lemons, and my important information in my question is how many more lemons than oranges does Miss Parker sell? So I know that I need to figure out how many lemons I have and how many oranges I have, and then how many more tells me that I need to subtract my numbers. So first I'm going to find out oranges. I have 18 boxes of 45 oranges, and I know that I can multiply those two numbers together to give me how many total oranges I have. But 18 and 45 are pretty big numbers, so we're going to break it down. 18 turns into 10 and 8. 45 turns into 40 and 5. I can multiply those together. I'm going to draw my box. $10 down the side and 8 down the side. And I have 40 and 5 across the top. And I know that 40 times 10, 4 times 1 is 4. Uncover 1, 2 zeros, add 1, 2 zeros. 10 times 5 is 50. 40 times 8, ooh, I don't know 40 times 8, but I do know 8 times 4 is 32. And then I uncover 1 zero and I add 1 zero. And 8 times 5 is 40. And then I can stack all of these numbers on top of each other. And add them up. 7 plus 4 is 11. 5, 8. So I have 810 oranges. Now I'm going to find out how many lemons I have. I have 16 boxes of 52 lemons. And I can break this down again. 16 turns into 10 plus 6. 52 turns into 50 and 2. I draw my box. 10 and 6 down the side. 50 and 2 across the top. $50 times 10, cover my zeros. 5 times 1 is 5. Uncover 1, 2, add 1, 2. 10 times 2 is 20. 50 times 6, don't know that, but I know that 6 times 5 is 30. And I uncover 1 0 and I add 1 0. And then 6 times 2 is 12. I can stack all of these up. Add them. Okay, and now I know how many lemons I have. Now I go back to my question, and it says, how many more lemons than oranges does Miss Parker sell? And so I know that I need to subtract. So I have 832 lemons and 810 oranges. So over here I can do 832 minus 810 2 minus 0 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 8 minus 8 is 0. So she has 22 more lemons. Than oranges. Okay, and now, after we learn how to box everything and see it and see what numbers we need to multiply, we can do something called FOIL. And FOIL is first, outside, inside, last. So we have our number 25 times 15. And whenever I FOIL, I like to put my numbers side by side. So I can put 25 times 15. And when I first start doing this, it can be a little bit hard to see, so I still like to break it up into expanded form. So 25 turns into 20 plus 5. And 15 turns into 10 plus 5. And now I can FOIL everything out. So my first numbers on either side of my multiplication sign. First is 20 times 10. And I'm going to add that to my my outside numbers, which is 20 and 5, because they're on the outside. So 20 and 5. I is for inside. My inside numbers are 5 and 10. And then my last numbers are 5 and 5. 20 times 10, I can cover my zeros. 2 times 1 is 2. I uncover 1, 2 zeros, add 1, 2 zeros, plus 20 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Uncover 1 0, add 1 0, plus 5 times 10 I know is 50, and 5 times 5 is 25. Then I can take all of these numbers and I can add them up. So 25 times 15 equals 375. Same for this. I like to put them side by side, so 65 times 25. And I can break it up. 65 turns into 60 and 5. 25 turns into 20 and 5. And now I FOIL it out. First numbers, 60 times 20. Outside numbers, 60 and 5. Inside numbers, and my last numbers. $60 times 20, I cover my zeros. 6 times 2 is 12. Uncover 1, 2. Add 1, 2. Plus 6 times 5 is 30. I uncover 1 0 and I add 1 0. 5 times 20, I can cover my 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Uncover 1 0, add 1 0. And 5 times 5 is 25. So now I can stack all my numbers up. Zeros and 5 is 5. Zeros and 2. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. And 1. So now I know 65 times 25 equals 1,625. Alright, and last we're going to do one more word problem using our FOIL method. There are 19 players on a baseball team. Uniforms cost $74 each. How much will uniforms for the team cost? So I remember that I have to cube my information, circle my numbers, 19 and 74, underline my question, how much will uniforms for the team cost, box important information. I know there's 19 players, uniforms cost $74 each. How much will uniforms for the team cost? So I know that I need to do 19 times 74, and I can break this up. 19 turns into 10 and 9. Drop my multiplication sign. 70 turns into 70, or 74 turns into 70 and 4. And now I can cube. First, gives me 10 times 70. Outside, 10 times 4. Inside, 9 times 70. And last, 9 times 4. Ten times 70, cover my zeros. I have 1 times 7, which is 7. Uncover 1, 2, add 1, 2. 10 times 4 is 40. 9 times 70, don't know that, but I can cover my 0. And 9 times 7 is 63. And I can uncover a 0, add a 0. And then 9 times 4 is 36. So then I can stack all of these up. 700, 630, 40, and 36. 0 and 6 is 6. 3 and 4 is 7, plus 3 more is 10. And 7 and 1 is 8, plus 6 more is 14. And now I know 19 times 74 equals 1,406.